Leave people alone. I think with social media and all the stuff that's happening in today's world, at least for myself, when I go hunting, whether it's private land or public land, in most cases, it's for that privacy. Of course, I want to get a big buck, don't get me wrong, but I want to be left alone. That's my private time, all right? And where I'm leading to this is I've been seeing on social media individuals who set up trail cameras on public land. They capture the picture of an individual, and then they go on to some type of a forum, throw the picture of the individual out there and say, hey, do you guys recognize who this individual is? I'd like to talk to him. I'm hunting here. Matter of fact, this is XYZ public land, and I just want to talk to the individual, see where he's hunting, and so on and so forth. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think it's really that individual's business on where that person is hunting. And yeah, you maybe caught him on camera, and if that's the case, talk to the individual at the parking lot, or maybe if you meet him out in the woods. All right, a lot of bad things can really happen out of this, and what I want to do right now is talk to you about some of these bad components that can happen if you start recognizing people on public land. I work in healthcare, and one of the things in healthcare is we have HIPAA rules. And HIPAA rules are essentially designed to keep people's information super private. And there's no reason anyone else needs to know what's going on with a particular individual from a healthcare standpoint. And that's the purpose of HIPAA. And I also believe some of that can carry over into the ethics of hunting. And social media has kind of changed that over the years. And I think people in general have changed over the years. You're starting to see some of the ethics that I grew up with as a young man being lost in today's up and coming hunters, and even older hunters as well, actually, in some cases. So with that being said, this can lead to a lot of problems, a lot of issues. And here's a prime example. We have individual A, we'll call it, and they see individual B on a particular piece of public property. They call that individual out on a forum. Somebody says, yeah, I know this particular individual, and it's John Doe, pun intended. And they'll say, okay, all right, well, I'd like to reach out to this individual, so on and so forth. Well, the person who set out the trail cameras goes and reaches out to John Doe, becomes their friend, gives them a friend request, and all of a sudden, that person who reached out to him finds out that, hey, they're putting some big buck pictures on their personal Facebook page or Instagram or whatever it might be. And then that person's like, whoa, I'm not going to reach out to him and be technically his public land friend like I thought I was going to. I'm just going to sit back and I'm just going to let him post some pictures because I know now where he hunts, and maybe I can reap his hard work or reap the rewards from his hard work. And to me, that's just not right. And that's where that can essentially lead to. And I hate to say it, even for myself with Oak and Iron Outdoors, one of the things that I really wanted to do going forward this season is that I wanted to share some of my pics of some of the bucks I've been getting on camera. And, I have to just keep that quiet because loose lips sink ships. After talking to a few people like Clint, that's probably not a good idea. And I had to agree with that. So I'm going to share those pics and I'm going to share those videos that I get on trail cam with you folks at home, assuming that I tag a particular buck, and when it's all said and done and that buck is in the back of the truck, I will do that. But I guess what I'm trying to get at, though, is that, people are out there trying to bow hunt, and their picture is getting thrown all over Facebook, and they may or may not know it. And once again, I don't feel that's technically right. There's no laws against it, but from an ethical standpoint, I think we've lost some ethical standards in regards to hunting in general nowadays, because people just kind of want to do whatever they want to do. I think if you see these posts pop up on your page, I think it's best just to not say anything technically, or if you like, maybe stand on the side of the individual that is being captured in the video or on the picture of the trail camera and just mention, say, hey, just leave the guy alone. And essentially that's what I've done a couple of times when I see this happen. I'm like, just leave the guy alone. The guy just wants to be out there hunting, so on and so forth. Matter of fact, one guy actually that I talked to mentioned it to him. He's like, well, he goes, I want to talk to him because I was there first. And all of a sudden I could see that tone, that tone change from reaching out to be his friend to I was there first. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when it comes to public land, nobody is essentially there first. That guy could have been scouting that back in February. That guy could have been hunting it 5 years ago already started before this particular guy. You know, nobody owns public land as an individual. If you're the first one there physically, then you have that right essentially to be there, and the next person just go on to the next spot. And that's what I do. If I ever come across anybody on public land, I just keep moving, or I go a different direction. They were there first, they were there before me, tip my hat and go find a different spot to hunt that particular day. The moral of today's story: leave people alone. You know, and the other thing I want to mention is, for some of these individuals, this might be the only place they have to hunt. I'm fortunate enough to have private land spots I can go to, but I do hunt a lot of public land. So I know what it's like. And, you know, as far as I know, I don't think I've ever had my picture taken on camera. Maybe I have. I tend to try to avoid people areas. But at the same time, I've had people on my trail cameras, and I just wipe the picture away. I might save it if I ever have to come across that individual in the future for whatever reason, for that particular year, but for the most part, I just wipe it away. And actually, I know the next year, maybe to avoid that particular area, because I just try to stay away from humans altogether. The other thing I want to mention is that if this kind of keeps going in this particular way, where people's pictures are being taken or videos of them are being taken out on public land, I could very easily see cameras being outlawed on public land, and you're seeing it already. Matter of fact, the latest state, Kansas, has done that, and they give 3 reasons why, and the last particular reason in their statement is for people's privacy on public land. So I think if you're an individual who likes to have cameras on public land, I think it's be best then to stand up for the people and their privacy, because your ability to have cameras on public land can be taken away very soon. Now, for me, yes, I have cameras on public land, but I'll tell you right now, I could do even without. If they passed a law today stating no more cameras on public land, I'd be fine with that, as long as everybody else has to play by the same rules. For myself, you know, when I'm hunting, whether it's private land or public land, in most cases, I just want to get away from life, just want to get away from the busyness, social media. Matter of fact, I have a rule that when I'm bow hunting, my phone is completely off from the time I start bow hunting to by the time I get back to the truck, and then even later on. I do not allow my phone to be on for any reason. This is my time to relax and get away from the rat race and all that crap that you see on social media all the time. And that's what it is. It's crap. Whether it's politics or somebody that's trying to sell you knives or whatever it might be, it's crap. So, long story short, leave people alone. Well, folks, I have a tree right over here that's turning red, so it's just letting me know that bow hunting season is almost upon us. And I'm actually out here. I have this little field behind me. It's got some milkweed, got the pods. So beginning of every year, I come out here, grab a few pods, take them home, dry them out, and that becomes my wind indicator for this upcoming bow hunting season. If you folks don't mind, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, Clint from Oak and Iron Outdoors.